Namo Amida Butsu. Inner turmoil and past karma. It's one and the same, really. I deal with it often. Today's a pretty good day thus far. I woke up, it's Tuesday, I'm off today. It's a beautiful day outside. It's dealing with inner turmoil is a common occurrence in today's society. I mean, it's always been a thing. We've always had to deal with turmoil because this is a Saha realm and we're human beings. But lately, with all of the strange, rapid, violent, literally violent changes that are taking place in our society, we're also noticing how we react to these changes. What I found recently is what Josho Sensei has told me time and again. You can choose what to focus on to a certain extent. I say to a certain extent because, excuse me, I say to a certain extent because I have to remind myself that a lot of these reactionary thoughts, this bad habit of jumping to conclusions and going into panic mode when life seems overwhelming. This took a lot of time and training, and I'm talking lifetimes of training. You know, I'd like to blame it all on my mom, who was, I don't know what she was. She had issues. And I'd like to blame it all on my dad beating me, and those were factors, but those themselves were also a result of my parents and my past karma. And so when I look at the world today, and I look at society today, there are aspects of society that are very pleasant and very beautiful, very cordial, very mundane. These are the parts of society I like the most. It almost reminds me at times of growing up in the 1960s as a child. I was born in 1960. But the other aspect is what they want you to see. And by they, I'm talking about the cabals, plural. Because you've got a bunch of people lusting for power who are consumed with ruthless sociopathic greed, who want you to see a certain narrative, and that narrative is hellish. That narrative is all about war and killing and rape and murdering and child abuse and torture and idiots trying to get clicks on various social media sites by trying to harass and insult people to get a reaction. One of who recently got shot. He lived. And that's the thing. with a lot of younger people, it seems to be that morals and ethics don't really count. And so they want to focus on what's exciting. And I was no different. I'm an old man now with a shaved head, but I'm no different. I was no different as a kid. Anything shocking and scary and supernatural, having to do with cryptids, having to do with, black magic, the occult, heavy metal, anything having to do with anything controversial, I was on board. I mean, I wasn't a juvenile delinquent. I wasn't a hooligan. I didn't go around smashing windows and destroying property, and I didn't like people who did. Well, I take that back. I mean, I was a kid, so yeah, I did some stupid things. But I wasn't a little thug. But I understand how the younger generation, they want excitement. They're drawn to anything and everything that's clickbaity. Karens, people being slammed to the ground, and the media uses that to make money. And like I said, those who think of themselves as gods, and gods are highly overrated, in my opinion. They use this chaos to disintegrate society, to, as the ancient Chinese used to say, remove society from the mandate of heaven. And since these are the people that control the media, the legacy media. I want to say mainstream medium. It's not. It's legacy media. It's like going to communist Korea or something. It's legacy media. It's controlled by those who are in control. This creates a sense of hopelessness in so many people. That's why so many people are turning to suicide as an answer. They're turning to drug addiction as an answer. They're turning to alcoholism as an answer. Sex as an answer. I've given up all this. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. I've chosen to be celibate for the remainder of my life. Like I said in previous videos, I am not a monk, but I choose to live like a monk. I choose to live basically as a poster board for Buddha and Buddhism, especially Amitabha Buddha. It's my life now, and this is my prime focus. Do I keep it there all the time? Hell no. Would I like to keep it there all the time? Yes. But I'm a bamboo. I'm a spiritual idiot. I'm a moron, just like everyone else. And I can't change that. That's why I'm Jodo Shinshu. And being traditional Jodo Shinshu is such a gift because it forces you to be humble. It forces you to understand that this is the Saha realm. And regardless of what anyone else tells you, you're not going to turn it into the Pure Land. Because you don't have that much power. And my understanding that I don't have that much power is a blessing. It is a blessing from Amida for me to understand that I need to cling to his sleeves. So, getting back to the subject of this video, inner turmoil, and basically dealing with it. The karma that continues to this day in each and every one of our lives. And keep in mind, myself, like you, like everyone else, our karma is the result of past lives, and we've done some very virtuous things. Obviously you've done some virtuous things, or you wouldn't be watching this video. Not because I'm anything to look at, but because Amitabha Buddha is everything to look at. And any message about him that you are interested in shows that you have had some kind of past connection with Amitabha Buddha, Shakyamuni, or some other Buddhas or Bodhisattvas or teachers of the Dharma. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be interested. You would be watching Sniper Wolf or somebody. Please don't. I don't know, but if you're into that kind of thing, you're into that kind of thing. But I love growing old because it is proof of impermanence. Many of us humans would love to live forever, and we're not going to. It is a smart thing to understand this basic fact. If you think that by chanting the name of the Buddha and by living a good virtuous life, you're going to live forever, or you're going to become like the legendary Saint Germain who never aged, I'm sorry, you're going to grow old and die. I mean, you may be, if you got enough money, like a celebrity or something, you can plasticize and Botox and have surgery performed on your face and body to the point where you make an excellent corpse when you die, but you're not going to live forever. The turmoil inside of me is just that. It's the turmoil inside of me. And the thoughts, evil, good, or whatever, are just that. They're thoughts. They come and they go. They're like clouds. As I always say, they're like clouds that drift. There are a few of them out there. I always say that, and I always look out at the clouds and I say, yeah, there's a few clouds out there, and they're kind of doing their own thing, and they're staying stationary right now, but there's a slight breeze blowing. And what will happen eventually is they'll drift, and they'll change as they drift, because they're clouds. They're like our thoughts. They're like our emotions. They're not rock solid. And as they drift, they will change form and shape and size, and eventually they will dissipate, evaporate. Or they will break apart and form new clouds. Or all of the above. It's water vapor. This is like my thoughts. This is like my emotions. This is like the hate I feel, the resentment, the rage, the anger I feel. This is like the joy I feel, my happiness, my moments of peace, even my deep feelings of love toward Amida. This comes from my emotions. None of this matters. All that matters is that at one point in time, I realized Amitabha Buddha and his Pure Land were real. I said his name in faith. I clung to his sleeves. I entrusted myself and my karmic destiny to him. And now I know, regardless of what I feel, what I identify as, what I look like, I'm here temporarily. And by here I mean in the endless cosmic cycle of endless births and deaths and rebirths and rebirths again and again and again and again and again. That's over for me. Permanently. I realize the only thing permanent in my life is Amitabha Buddha. And that's through no fault of my own. You see, I don't edit these videos so I look all clean and crisp and articulate, because I want you to understand that Amida Buddha, when he was the Bodhisattva Dharmakara, made his 48 vows and created the Pure Land when he became Amida Buddha for people like you and me. I want you to understand that I am as far away from enlightenment as anyone could be. I want you to understand that I am no different than you. And in many cases, I'm probably better or worse than you. But that doesn't matter, because I'm a screw-up. I'm a bamboo. I'm an idiot who has a strange way of perceiving life. I perceive through the lens of not only what I went through as an abused child in Houston, Texas, but what I've gone through in countless lives. As a dog, as a bug, as a spider, as a snake, as a man, as a woman, as someone who's gay, straight, whatever, trans, as a person of every ethnicity you can imagine, as a being that is not human, beyond the imaginings of what we know here in this Saha realm as human beings. I realize that I have been everything and I've done everything. And yet, when all is said and done, be it the life I'm living now, which is temporary, or all the countless lives I've had before, which were temporary, all that matters ultimately is Dharmakara Bodhisattva's 48 vows. And all that matters to me out of those vows, well, I mean, they're all important to me, but the one that matters to me personally is the primal vow, the 18th vow of Amitabha Buddha. That if I say the name of Amitabha Buddha, wish to be born in his pure land of ultimate bliss and peace, and I know this to be true, in my next life, when this one here ends, I will be born in that pure land. This means more to me than anything else. This gives me hope. During those moments when I want to give up on life. And I want to urge you, don't give up on life. I know it can suck. Guys, I know it can suck. I know it can hurt. And sometimes what hurts the most is what the pain and turmoil and chaos that's within us. Just keep in mind you're not alone. I'm not alone. I have Amitabha Buddha. And I have a handful of friends that love and care about me. I have you guys. And I love and care about you. And I pray that Amitabha Buddha will use an idiot like myself, defective, temporary, aging every day, to give your life meaning, to give your life hope. As I've said in other videos, I never ever thought I'd live to be this old. At the making of this video, I am now 63 years old. And I love being old. And part of what I love, oddly enough, is the fact I know it's going to all shut down one day. I know it's going to end. There is actually a hidden part of me that is very excited about that, because that hidden part of me understands that though this life will be turned to ash and spread over my sensei's garden, over his flowers, over his vegetables, to renew the earth as it should. My consciousness will be born in a land I cannot begin to grasp. The person who is the real me, my Buddha nature, someone I could never truly know in this life, someone I could never truly experience in this life, through any of my own self-power efforts. That Buddha, who is the Buddha Dave, will be born a beautiful, transcendent, amazing, incomprehensible being of profound wisdom and love and compassion. I know nothing about love and compassion. I know nothing. My wisdom is anything but profound, as is my life. I'm just a speck, I'm just a dot. But if we specks, we dots who are very unprofound in the Saha realm, understand that Amitabha Buddha and his pure land are real, we will be there. And at that moment of birth in the pure land, we will no longer be specks or dots. We will be profound. We will be amazing. We will be beautiful. Not only will we finally be at peace, true peace, but we will teach and guide others to do the same. Namo Amida Butsu. I love you. Have a great week.